This will be the largest group of assembled fans in the Western Hemisphere. That's why they need a big house. Welcome to Ann Arbor, home of the Michigan Wolverines. What a game and what potential drama we have in store. You've seen this script before. Top 10 team goes into a cauldron of emotion on the road and just hopes to be able to get out and tell about it. As we'll see the number 4 team in the country, the Oregon Ducks, taking on the 11th ranked team in the land, the Michigan Wolverines. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. The Ducks will kick it away to start. Fielded in the end zone, it's Schaefer. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. Offense getting set for first down. They'll go to the ground. And they drag him down, but not before he picks up the first down. Inside the big house, they have those big condominiums down there on the field, paving the way for the running backs.
Big, huge condominiums, and every year it's a little bit different of how they wear their uniforms and how they fit their uniforms. But the style, always the same. Line up, hit you right in the mouth. That's who Michigan is.
They'll snap it from the 26 on first down. Might as well give it to him again. Defense in the right spot. They stop him after a gain of 2 to the 28. Love seeing these early season top 25 matchups. You can get a really good feel of how good these teams are, guys.
And the intensity is going to be big too, David, because the players, you know, on these teams, they've been thinking about this game for a long time. They knew they'd have a national stage, and they got a chance to prove just how good they are.
Oh, man, make that statement. Make that early statement. We always look at the end of the season, and what does the committee say? Oh, they beat top 25 so-and-so. Here's your chance to put that on your resume that'll pay off big time and late in the season.
He's looking for a man on second down. He's right on target. And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
Ball's at the 29. Defense can taste getting off the field. It's 3rd and long. Quarterback will audible. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Feeling the heat as he lets it go. And the pass is intercepted. Taking it the other way. He's at the 40. He is finally out of bounds, but he was smelling that end zone on that return.
And I know this defense statistically hasn't been one of the best against the pass this year, but they have had some guys banged up. They believe they've got difference makers on the back end that just need to make more plays. That DB right there is one of those guys, and he does it here on the opening drive, getting a huge interception.
This crowd, full throat, splitting the eardrums and letting them know it's going to be a long day. comes out throwing on first down. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down.
That's how you blow up the screen pass if you're on defense. You got to hit the quarterback fast, force the incompletion.
The incompletion leads to 2nd and 10. Goes to the option. Maybe a 3-yard pickup there. 3rd and long coming up.
Well, they try to go quarterback design run on that play, but the defense just not buying it. Nice job, everybody playing downhill and making a tackle close to the line of scrimmage.
Here comes this home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on 3rd down. Leaves it with the back. Offenses gain momentum with 3rd down conversions like that. They've got it at the 25.
You know, this is a running back who wants the ball, and he wants the offense to run through him. Really nice job there on the 3rd down of this opening drive for his offense. I can't wait to see what kind of game this guy's going to have.
And the Ducks will snap it on 1st and 10. A run for the quarterback. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Quarterbacks generally, guys, we know, they're not as big and not as physical runners as running backs. So it is going to be trickier for them to break tackles. I like the idea of getting the design quarterback run game going. Moving forward, let's see if we can get him out to the perimeter.
This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys. From the shotgun, the handoff to the back. How about the patience from this sophomore to hunt that green grass?
And a great job by the offensive line. You're going to run the ball right up the middle. You better control the line of scrimmage. You can see the center, the guard, the tackles doing a good job getting on their guys just enough where this running back can get into space and make the big game.
Fans are bringing the noise on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he's a real nowhere man tackled in this no-gain land.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
Now 2nd and goal, and right in the teeth of this noise. The run up the middle, trying to steamroll his way in. They get him on the ground at the 3-yard line, but this defense is taking some punches.
Brings up 3rd and goal.
They'd love to make this short field pay off with a touchdown instead of settling for 3, but it is 3rd and goal. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. They'll have to settle for a field goal attempt. And this ought to be a chip shot from about 20 yards out. It is true as he puts 3 on the board. And that'll put the first points of the game on the board. It's 3-0. Kickoff team has the ball teed up, and they're about ready to go. Start the drive here with first down to open this period. Give to the single back. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. So he gets stuffed on first down, and now you have the offensive coordinator thinking a little bit.
Yeah, we're probably going to have to throw it now on this second play. But what are we going to see defensively? Now that they know we're throwing, might they blitz us? Do I have to leave more guys in to block? There's a real cat and mouse game going on right now between these two coaching staffs.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. He's looking to throw. Fires it incomplete.
Not seeing a lot of chemistry between the QB and his intended target on that play.
Now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. He's going for a big play downfield. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a 4th down.
Every defense in the country talks about getting offenses in predictable 3rd and long situations where I can bring on more speedsters and I know the pass is coming so I can have more success.
The Wolverines send out the punt unit. First one of the day is on its way, and he's been sort of scarce around here, only called out 1 time in that loss last week. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. Always good to get points on a drive, David, but chip shot field goals can leave you a little empty.
And I think it's great to get points, but the great teams get touchdowns in the red area. You got to get out there this time and execute a little better on this drive.
You're absolutely right, David. Generally, the best red zone offenses are the ones that run the ball best. So let's see if they can be a little bit more physical on this drive.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line 2nd and 7. Wide receiver shows motion. Looking for space. It's Robbins. Good job running tough and behind his pads as he gets up to the 38-yard line. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. After the last run, would you just give it to him again on third down? And you just don't expect your junior quarterback to get fooled and to throw it into double coverage like that.
And I think third and short is the perfect time to run off the O's because I can give the football or make the read, but I got to make sure in these situations I'm accurate with the football either way. Wasn't accurate with the football, now you got a fourth down situation.
Fourth down, and the punt team sends it the other way. And they'll bring him down to get the offense started on the next drive. Okay, so here comes the offense returning to the field. He'll start this drive firing. Right down the middle. Got his man on the right. And he almost ran away from everybody on that one. A huge pickup on that play.
Well, that's a really nice job surveying the field and delivering an accurate throw. You know, when I think back to Michigan quarterbacks, I think of guys like Elvis Grbac or Tom Brady, Jim Harbaugh, Brian Griese, guys that could hurt you throwing the ball from the pocket, surveying the field, reading defenses, and making quick decisions. This guy has the ability to do all of those things.
Brings up second down.
And here comes the offense on second down. Linebackers shuffling around, trying to keep the quarterback from getting a read. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense. See that maze in blue, and you expect tough-minded, hard-nosed running attacks.
I expect big, physical, huge linemen that don't like people, that are going to move them out of the way and do just this, what we did right here. Move the sticks, get first downs on the ground. That's who Michigan is.
This first half of offense won't go on the highlight reel so far, but starting to get things moving, it's 1st and 10. Quarterback will keep it. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
And great job getting in the backfield, making it very difficult to him to make reads and understand what the heck's going on. Bottling him up, that's the biggest thing. When you play a running quarterback, you want to bottle him up. You want to set those edges really, really firm and make him turn back inside where all the big boys are coming, and you don't let that speed get to the outside.
Quarterback reacting to what the D is showing. On second down, looking again to throw. And that ball is picked off. He was thinking big return, didn't get that, but boy, did he give his offense an opportunity at the 31.
You know, quarterbacks have to be careful throwing over the middle of the field, especially when you're playing against the safety with this kind of range and this kind of football IQ. He was locked in on the QB, knew exactly where he was going with the ball. He was able to jump in front of it and pick it off.
And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. They missed an opportunity to extend this lead the last time they had it, Jesse.
Yeah, they got to be able to regain that momentum, right? Go back to what was working.
Hit the gas, kid. Wide open ahead. He's piled up 87 yards on the ground, and that's just another routine day for this guy who's been among the nation's leaders in rushing all season long. They just changed the dynamic of this possession in a heartbeat, and now it's 1st and 10 from inside the red zone. The give to the big fullback.
Oh, I love when you give the fullback the ball. It's kind of a dying breed. It's been taken out of most offenses. But I like when you reward him for all the unselfish plays he has to have throughout the game.
And you know what I like to see? The evolution in football. Fullbacks become a bit of a dying breed. Now you're starting to see a few sneak back in here and there.
It's crazy. Football's cyclical, right? The moment somebody does something else, you go the other direction. It's just always changing.
Going to work on 2nd down in the red zone, is still some ground to cover to pick up that 1st down. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
As a quarterback, you've got to know in this area of the field, it's tough to throw, right? The windows, they open and close so quickly when you get down to the red zone. What helps you is running the football, but that's tough today because you're going up against one of the top 25 defenses stopping the run.
Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half.
Timeout, Oregon.
Boy, they'd love to move the sticks here and take a shot at it on 1st and goal. On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. He just treated that thing like a hot potato, and they're going to call him for grounding. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. And they'll send the field goal team back out for the 2nd time tonight. The kicker will try to punch one through from 41 yards away. Never a doubt. Right down the middle. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Two very different emotions inside the locker rooms of these teams who did battle today. USC went scorched earth in a double-digit win that might have been worse had they not sat the starters in that 4th quarter. Total destruction by the Trojans in a statement win if there ever was one. The circle of life in college football, where one team moves on feeling like kings and the other heads home licking its wounds.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there. Kevin, thanks for the update. Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. Wide receiver coming across in motion. Wants to throw on 1st down. That one never had a chance. Incomplete. Offense in a bunch formation. He's looking for an open man on 2nd down. He unleashes a long one. And that ball is hauled in inside the 35. And he slipped through the crowd and he'll house it. Touchdown, Wolverines! That was a lightning-fast drive that ends with a touchdown.
If you can string a few more drives like that together, man, we might as well get our popcorn out because we're going to get a lot of score.
He'll try to tack on one more. And the extra point puts them on top by 1. This offense prides itself on going after you, and they did with that long touchdown pass to finish off a 2-play drive. The kickoff unit about to go to work. Not going to give him a chance to make a play as they boot that thing through the end zone. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. David, they couldn't pay off that last drive with a touchdown.
Now, they moved the ball down the field and executed like they wanted to until they stalled out and had to settle for a field goal.
I think if you want to take the next step, too, here and score a touchdown, you got to start finding more creative ways to get your best players the ball. Let's see if they can do that here.
And a really nice job by the wide receiver. You run a drag route, find space. They're in zone coverage. They're not covering man-to-man. Find a little hole. Look at that QB. Y'all get on the same page. You can tell they were, and that's why they got the first down.
Offense gets set for second down. He's looking to throw. Oh, he's ready to take a shot. And it's incomplete, going for the massive explosive play instead. They're looking at a third down.
I mean, some people just have a knack for the football, and he's one of those guys, and he just gets the swat right there, but he's in the top 10 in the nation in interceptions for a reason. Just such a great feel for the passing game and where guys are. It's fun to watch him play defense.
Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Using his feet to buy time. Fires downfield. He throws back across his body, and it's picked off. Got some room to run. After making the interception, ran that thing back to the 18-yard line.
Well, he was rolling to his right. Because of that, I don't know if it affected the timing between him and his wide receiver. They just weren't on the same page on that one as the defense comes away with the INT.
So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down. Quick timeout from the offense to save precious seconds.
Well, we knew coming into this game, this offense was going to try and get this receiver involved and get him involved early. So here they are just finding an easy completion. It's not a touchdown, but they just want to get this guy lathered up and get him into a rhythm.
Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. On second down, they'll take to the air. Looking for the score. Give him 6. Touchdown, Michigan.
And I just love the execution by this offense. Late in the half, man, you want to take the lead. You want to get that momentum on your side, and they do it. They finish it with the passing game. I'll tell you what, keep that passing game up. You can keep this lead, keep the momentum, and keep putting up numbers.
And they kick it through for the extra point, and they have an 8-point lead. They got the ball in great field position, and bam, bam, 2 plays and into the end zone. You get that touchdown right before the half, build the momentum, and the last thing you need to do is mess it up by allowing a big kickoff return. Yes, that's one way to ensure there's no return as the kickoff goes out of bounds. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. The offense lining up for a first down play. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for one or two more plays. A first down for the offense. Looking to move it through the air. Feeling some heat. It is incomplete, and now there are 4 seconds remaining.
He didn't have a whole lot of time to get rid of that one. The defense was all over him right after the snap. No wonder that thing fell in.
Just enough time for one final play in this half. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. One more snap coming before halftime. On second down, wants to throw it. Getting some heat. Hit as he throws. Pass is incomplete, and that's going to do it for the first half. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update. Kickoff team is on the field. They'll try to drive this one deep. No shot to return that one as he boomed it out of the back of the end zone. Has it back, and here comes the offense. They start this third quarter, one-possession game, and hoping to get an early drive going.
This offense is ready, and they're ready to take the field here and see if they can get something established. They don't have to change everything and reinvent the wheel. They've had some successes in the first half, so let's get that continued here on the opening drive.
Yeah, and I love getting that break at half to go talk with my coaches and pick my offensive coordinator's brain so I know exactly what I need to do to attack this defense, and I get ball first.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. He's looking to throw. Buys a little extra time. It's incomplete. Good job by the defense sticking with its coverage.
And you didn't have a lot of panic in the first half, but, man, you're starting to get now in the second half, and this offense just has really, really struggled, underperformed. You know you're a better team, but this offense hasn't shown it. This team hasn't shown it. It's the third quarter. They got to get it going now.
Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on third down. Looking to throw. Buying some time as he moves left. And the Heat will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17.
I know this defense feels like they missed some opportunities. Yeah, they had 2 sacks their last game out, but they feel like they left a bunch more out on the field, and they wanted to try to get to the quarterback in this game. That was finally the first time they registered a sack so far here. Curious to see how this pass rush looks the rest of the way.
He couldn't find much running room there. Didn't get a lot of blocking, and he'll step out of bounds. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. Linebackers moving, trying to confuse the quarterback. Moving the running back, trying to get the D to tip his hand. And he has a solid gain before the defense bottles him up. Making sure the fullback gets a touch there, and good pickup there, 5 or 6.
Yeah, and he's a north-south runner. You just give this guy a little crease, he puts his foot in the ground, and he gets upfield quickly, and that guy is hard to bring down.
Ran the ball on first down. Let's see what they do on second. Now on the option. And the ball is free on the pitch. Oh, looks as if the defense got it. And he's brought down, and this defense gets the ball back for its own.
I love those smashes where you can hear it up here, Reese. Goodness gracious, you can hear the contact. Such a big lick. The offensive guy doesn't hold on to the football. Huge momentum swing, big turnover forced by the defense.
The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. They'll run the RPO and fire to the right. Didn't pick up a lot there, moved it forward just a few.
Defense, man, it helps you a lot. You can be a linebacker, a corner, safety, anybody. When you see the QB throw the football, now I can break up the football right away and limit gains like right here on this play.
Line getting set on second down. Wide out in motion. They'll try the run. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
And the defense was locked in. You could tell they saw it. They reacted right away. Got the running back on the ground immediately.
Here comes this home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on third down.
Timeout, Michigan. In other schools around the country, Slippery Rock 35, Seton Hill University 14.
They line up with some serious work to do if they want to convert this one. On third and long, trying to have a big completion here. He'll pull it down and run. He's run out of bounds, but not before turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down.
You honestly can't really do it better than that. You can't. I mean, that was designed to be a pass play. Give the defense credit. They get some pressure, but this guy's just too good. He just instinctively knows when he needs to scramble and get out of dodge. And at that point, he's making good decisions. If a guy's open, he's throwing it. But if it's not, he's not even hesitating. I'm going to go get what I can get a first down with my speed and athleticism. Let's keep this drive rolling.
The Ducks getting set on 1st and 10. Wide receiver now comes in motion. They'll throw it on first down. Quickly complete. Got room at the 35. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down.
That's a really nice looking throw. And when I think about the Ducks offense, I think about explosive plays, right? In the running game, but also in the passing game. I feel like if this team is going to win the conference, they need this guy here to be able to make throws like that on a consistent basis. But I'll tell you, he really gives him a chance. He makes this offense go.
The Ducks are marching down the field. To the air on first down. He's got his man. They make the stop, but the sweet throw and catch is plenty to give him a first down.
And that's just a great individual effort by the wide receiver. He catches this ball way short of the sticks, but because he's able to make the defender miss, now he's able to get the extra yards and turn that into an explosive play.
Just on the edge of the red zone. 1st and 10 from the 21. And he'll be run out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage. Not a very productive play there. After losing a couple on that last play, here's 2nd and 12. Pre-snap motion, quarterback trying to get a read. Now rolling to the left. He's got it, and he will score! Touchdown, Oregon! Great example of how a second half can really change everything for a team.
No doubt. First half looked bad. It looked like it was bleak. It looked like it was ugly. But now you're starting to get it turned around. More drives like this is what's needed.
After the touchdown, if they could get this too, we'll have a tie ball game. Moving the running back, forcing the defense to adjust. He's into the end zone. 2-point conversion is good, and we've got a tie game. That touchdown drive covered 61 yards. And they finish it off with a touchdown toss from the 23. And we're all square as he's set to kick it away. No reason to risk trying to field that one as it skips through the end zone. It'll be a touchback. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. That last fumble proved to be costly as they cashed it in for a touchdown.
Yeah, and so this defense now is juiced. They're excited and ready to go. So this offense, David, they've got to get something going.
Yeah, those turnovers can be contagious, man. It gets you excited, and then when your offense takes it down the field and does something with it, this offense better be ready to play against a motivated defense.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Handoff from the gun. Makes a man miss. Out across the 30 to the 39 after getting 10 on that one.
You ain't getting by all these guys right up the middle unless your offensive line and your tight ends and everybody is putting in the work up front, committing to blocking. The running back does a great job finding the hole, exploding through. How about that nice, big, huge gain? If I'm the OC, let's call that one again.
From the 39-yard line, it's 1st and 10. They go to the ground. At midfield, he's got room. They finally get him on the ground with a big running play moves to change for the first down.
When the running back gets going and gets ahead of steam like that, it's so hard to get to the ground. That's why you blitz. That's why you bring pressure. That's why you bring more guys in the box so you can get him before he gets going. But once he got going, you could tell it was hard to get a hand on him, hard to get him to the ground.
That's the end of the third quarter. And after 3, the game is tied.
First down to start the drive after the break. Here's the handoff. We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. Quarterback making adjustments with his receivers. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. A strong tackle and wrap up from the junior.
They're strong and they're strong. Defensive tackles, they're strong. There's such big jokers in the middle where they just lock out those offensive linemen. And running backs, listen, they don't have much of a chance. When you got that 300-plus pound guy grabbing you around the shoulder pad, you tend to go to the ground pretty quickly.
It would be nice to pick up a few yards on 3rd down because from here, it's a 57-yard attempt. From the gun, wants to pass. He makes the connection. Not a big window, and that throw was money. They've got it at the 30. 3rd down, a lot of times it comes down to not necessarily who's the most open, who do you trust the most?
No, it's not about the X's and the O's. It's about the Jimmies and the Joes. And when my guy's better than you and I get you matched up out wide and I know I trust you, I'm finding you.
And the Wolverines with the 1st and 10. On the option. Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
You know, this offensive line, they just got to hold their blocks a little bit longer. This offense likes to run their quarterback on designed plays. If you can just give him a little crease, he can take it the distance, but they couldn't get it done there.
Now on 2nd down.
Here we go.
Fast motion from the offense. Leaves it with the running back. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Now facing some adversity on this drive after the loss of 4. It's 2nd and 14. On the option. And they'll wrestle him to the ground after a short gain.
He's tackled at the 32-yard line. Third down coming.
This is the type of play that could be a pivotal moment. Tight game, 3rd and long coming. From the gun, wants to pass. Throws toward the end zone. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's 4th down.
I'll tell you what, I don't know if the offense was expecting man coverage that time. 3rd and long in field goal range, you're expecting it to be zone. Instead, they lock them up man-to-man, everybody on an island, and everybody won. They get the incompletion, now setting up 4th.
And now on 4th down, they will put it on the shoulders of the kicker to save them with his foot. Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play called and everyone on the same page here. Tie game here late in the 4th. They want to control the ball, and they're not going to punt it away. They'll go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. They're bringing heat. And the pass is incomplete, but there is a flag on the field. Let's see if the offense gets a reprieve. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. On 1st down, here comes this offense. They'll run the option. And you want to talk about gang tackling. Everybody on the defense run to the ball. After trying the running game, let's see if they do it again on 2nd down. The option look. Oh, no, the ball popped out. Defense just cradling that fumble and securing it. And he's brought down, and this defense gets the ball back for its own. As heartbreaking as it is for this guy to give up the football there, an exhilarating moment, a big-time play for this defense.
We talk about plays that just change momentum, and you're feeling that tidal wave and that shift right now after that play. What an outstanding individual effort by that defender to come away with the fumble recovery, and now let's find out what his offense can do.
They'll pick up 4, 2nd and 6 coming. Win with the running game on 1st down, now back at it. The clock stops as we have reached the final 2 minutes of the game. They'll line up for a 2nd down play. Running back searching for a hole. And they'll spot it at the 45. That's good enough for a 1st down. Give him 96 yards on the ground, and he has his eyes fixed on leading the nation in rushing. The offense getting set for a first down from the 45. Receiver on the move gets the touch pass. You'll take this every time. 5 yards on the first down play. Second down coming up. Here comes the option. Now the toss. At the 35, he's got room. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down.
Well, there's the offense trying to take advantage of this running back's speed. I like the call. Hand off to the left, to the outside. Put him in space and let him go to work.
And the Ducks come to the line with a fresh set of downs. The give to the single back. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
They're trying to run the football. There's just nowhere to go for the ball carrier inside. He tried to bounce it to the outside. That linebacker way too fast. He met him there and forced the TFL.
Last play didn't go well. It leaves him with 2nd and 11. Using his legs, it's Robbins. And the freshman does a great job using his technique and getting the man on the ground. Defense gets the timeout call. 20 seconds left on the clock. Third down, and these fans trying to make it impossible to communicate. He'll try it again. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop. Timeout is called with just 2 seconds left to go.
Timeout, Oregon.
So here we are on 4th down, and this field goal kicker is going to face all the pressure in the world. And the kick is good. He is once, twice, 3 times the kicker, and this one for the game. Guys, that one was a ton of fun to call, and the players, a lot of games sort of wash away in the memory bank. Not that one. That will be an indelible mark in their memories.
I agree, Reese. I think back to my career in Florida, and just the games that stand out the most were always the ones that went down to the wire, whether we lost or whether we won. For this team, this is going to be a good memory moving forward, David, because of how well they played late.
Did you lose more of those or win more of those? I'm just asking for a friend. Tennessee, what happened? Hey, yeah, it's big-time clutch, right? These are the ones that define your seasons, define your careers, and the ones you never forget, those heartbreakers that come down to the last play.
So that's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis saying so long. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.